Football fans, this is from the NTV Sports Central 18 podcast. We're breaking down the matchup against HCU, Houston Christian, diving into quotes from the DC, the OC, Matt Rule press conference, the video of him yelling at that halftime, all that and more, diving into numbers. This is for you. This is a breakout from that podcast. Link below. Enjoy. So talk about football, we have to start with this. Yes, Akron lost 68-0. But you want to play a full 60 minutes. You want to build a mentality to this team that, hey, we're going to be great out there, not just 30 minutes, 15 minutes, a full 60 minutes, whether it's low-level competition or higher level. And Matt Rule said at his press conference on Monday, he ripped into his team, absolutely ripped into his team about the end of the first half drive Akron did. They got the ball with like a minute left, drove down the field, missed the field goal. That can't happen against a good team. That can make or break the game, gives them momentum, keeps them in the game. And here's a full video, folks, of what him talk at the press conference and him at halftime. If you haven't seen it, this is a coach I want to play for. This is Mamba mentality. I love it.
Locker room, I was pissed.
Maybe I just have a different standard. I don't like them freaking moving the ball. They're dropping back at the end of the half. Like, we're on the sidelines, me and John are saying, they'll take a knee here. They'll run the ball. They don't fear you. They don't respect you enough yet. And if that sounds like coach speak, then you have the wrong brain. They're dropping back against our starting defense. They're cutting our O-line at the end of the half. All you young guys, just go back there and chill. I want my opportunity. Some of you guys will get an opportunity right now. I told you I don't care what the score is. I told you I care what the tape looks like. Did I trip when the ball was fumbled? No, I don't care what happens in the game. I want to see what the next play is. You have one half. Defense, you have one half. If they try to drop back and throw it, and that quarterback's not on the ground, I want new guys in there rushing. I want them hit. I want them never to say our name again. You believe the fact with 43 seconds left, they just gave us the ball back. They went down 33, and they're still dropping back. They had the balls to cut you. I thought you guys get the ball, you put it down and score. You made me put the freaking red and the white in. And you guys get in, you go play. I don't care what the score is. Troy told you shutouts are precious. We almost gave them a shutout. I want them I don't want them ever to say our name again. That's the killer instinct I asked about. Not what does my hair look like, what do I look like in the freaking mirror. I walk in here, guys in the mirror checking themselves out. Got a chance at a shutout. You guys got a chance at freaking hanging a score around here we haven't hung in a long time. We don't work hard enough to go take what we want. Go take what you want. You want to get in the game? DJ, you run your ass off on all those routes all week. Now you got a chance to get in the game maybe. If your brother and your brothers will put them away. It's about time people say, I don't want to schedule those guys anymore. I don't want to play those guys anymore. And if my standard's too high, then leave. And if you're with me, go out there and do not, I don't want to see a smile. I don't want to see nothing silly. I want to see a bunch of guys locked in that wants to make a team quick. That they, I don't know why he showed you guys Bronx Hill at the end of it. You know what he said to that guy after beating out that biker gang? He said, look at me. I did this to you. He wasn't scared to make sure that guy knew who he was. I did this to you. When you're shaking their hand at the end of the game, they better have that look in their eye. You did it to them. It's supposed to be 33-0. It's supposed to be that score. Now what's the second half supposed to look like? I'll see you guys on the field.
I don't want to be a joke. I don't want us to be I want us to be a football player. You put away the people you're supposed to put away. You don't let them have life. So I wasn't happy before that.
Woo! I know the camera shot wasn't there, and that video got leaked after the press conference. I think it was meant to happen. Different story. I will probably ask him on Thursday about the leak, and we'll see what he says. I'll post on social media. Now, I love that, though. Level of competition, not giving them life, that killer mentality. A young team, building a program, year 3, Matt Rule. You have to instill your beliefs on these players, and that's exactly what he's doing there. Did he need to do that? No, but he wants that mindset, that killer instinct mindset. It's amazing to see. I love it. I love everything about that.
I don't want to be a joke. I don't want us to be I want us to be a football place, right? Football teams, you put away the people you're supposed to put away. You don't let them have life. So I wasn't happy before the half, right? And then, when we went to take a knee and they cut us, which I have no issue with what they did. That's something you do at the end of games. They just, their kids are trained to do that. I went after our O-line. Like, they don't fear you. Like, teams are supposed to come in and they're supposed to say, like, I never want to. They're supposed to walk up to their AD and be like, don't schedule them again. That's the mentality we're supposed to have. And that's where I went off in the locker room, the coaches and players. And it's not that I have it and they don't. I just want to make sure that's my job, right? It's not Matt Rule. It's the head coach of Nebraska. That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to when you play these teams, they want to come here, they want to play here. They're supposed to never want to play here again. And so that was what I was pleased about in the second half. That I thought we didn't let up. We went down and we scored again. Like, I wanted to take the ones out, and like Dana wanted to keep the ones in. The ones all wanted to stay in. So we let them have another drive. They went down and scored again. So and the defense continued to play.
Love all that. Again, he's just talking about making sure this team is ingrained 24/7, focused, locked in, and practicing games a full 60. All right, let's dive into some football. Huskers 2-0, haven't played a Big Ten game yet. Faced Houston Christian, the Huskies 1-1. Last week we know Nebraska beat Akron 68-0. Houston Christian lost to Eastern Kentucky 20-10. This is the first time these teams have ever met the FCS school. And folks, we're going to have some press conference quotes and stuff from Matt Rule, so don't go anywhere. Just trying to give you a quick preview of what to expect here. Scouting the Huskies. So again, they beat Arkansas Baptist 69-0. Hey, they did better than we did against Akron. We were 68-0. Lost to Eastern Kentucky. After that, they were basically playing their conference schedule. Head coach Jason Betchel, second season, 6-8 record, fourth career season, 20-14. People to be aware of: Sean Edwards, Darrell Evans as your rushing attack. Passing, their QB is Jake Weir. Receiving, Tamarcus Gray Jr. or Jerian Wallace. If you look at how they're doing compared to Nebraska, you look at the stats across the board. When you look at, again, we're national, they're FCS. Hey, rushing offense in their conference, they're first, 14th in FCS. So a decent rushing team. Huskers are 65th. You look at scoring offense, they're 12th. Total offense, they're 28th. So, hey, maybe not playing the best competition, but they can score. Defensively, you look, they're very stout. Rushing defense, passing defense, scoring defense. Again, level competition, but they got good players who can play. Whether you're FCS or you're FBS, just knowing that the people you're playing are high quality competition, you got to be prepared. And they are prepared. They're going to be a good coach team. Yes, Akron, same type of conversation. We expect to be the same type of blowout, but this team can play, so you cannot take them lightly whatsoever, as you can see right here. When we look at the depth chart, nothing here looks any different to me. The one thing that's been a talk is Gunnar Godulutz starting a left tackle over the Alabama transfer Elijah Pritchett, something we'll get talk about in a second because Gunnar spoke to the media. Luke Lindenmeyer, congratulations on your engagement. So happy for you. That was cool to see on the field. And obviously after the big win, got his first career touchdown. Other than that, when you look at the depth chart, everything is pretty straightforward. Nothing has changed here. Everyone's healthy. TJ Lateef, backup QB, got his first touchdown. Great. I love to see that. So let's dive into Gunnar met with the media. Here's a couple of quotes from him. On the competition at left tackle, we're always there for each other. Iron sharpens iron. Just competing every day and trying to get the best of each other, help each other out when we're watching film, or out doing indie. We always want the best for each other, so it's daily competition. And that's what you want to hear. Supporting each other is massive. When you look at the offensive coordinator, what did he say about TJ Lateef, the backup QB? How did he like seeing him out there? The communication, that's something we constantly work on. That's what the GoPros are for. Him in the huddle, what he says in the huddle. Again, they wear GoPros at practice. He didn't have a GoPro out there, so I couldn't really help him in the game. But from what I could see, there wasn't any miscommunication. He did a good job on getting people lined up and on the same page, and then executed 2 good drives. Encouraging to see. His running brings different abilities. He did a good job with his decision making and putting the ball in places 6 or 7 times, missed one throw to Carter Nelson, which was disappointing. But for the most part, he did an excellent job. And Coach Rule said the same thing. They never actually saw him play live. They just saw his tape and they gave him an offer. So this is the first time they really saw him in a real game, and he performed. And you saw what he did in that second half. The jukes, it's on my Twitter, it's on my social media, go check it out. He brings a different element to this offense by his feet. I'm managing the team during game week. Dana Holgerson says, I just think Coach Will is doing an excellent job of keeping people's attention and constantly improving through practice. A week ago, I stood up here in front of you guys and was irate because I didn't feel like we had a very good practice. I didn't think it was very good. It got better on Wednesday, it got better on Thursday. The guys had some downtime Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, then we're ready to go. Today was better than last Tuesday. Today was a good practice. I think we have their attention. They were having a lot of fun last Saturday, and I think we're looking forward to having more fun this upcoming Saturday. And I love that. Practice can be grueling hard. You want to keep getting better. And it's hard when you're playing a lower level competition to still practice at your best. Hold each other accountable, which we're going to talk about with Coach Rule in a second. And Luke Lindemeyer, the tight end, the walk-on, he keeps getting better. He's Dylan Rayola's security blanket. He possesses that abilities. He's always in the right spots. He's working with Dylan. Dylan knows where he is. He gets a lot of checkdowns. And again, check down. Those lead to bigger plays. Nice to see him catch that route early on. He had a one-handed catch. Congratulations to him, by the way. Last Tuesday, I said happy birthday. Congratulations on your engagement. I'm just proud of him as a human. From a football perspective, he's doing a really nice job. Luke Lindemeyer maybe having the best week of anybody in Nebraska. And then lastly, some quotes from Ja'Cory Barney Jr. on last year's punt return total in one game. They had around 90 punt return yards this game. Last year, they didn't even have 90 total in their whole games altogether. I feel like we're blocking at high level on punt returns. I felt like I got to the crib, so I expect more and I expect return more this season. And this will only help out the offense with shorter fields, make them more dynamic, and put more pressure on the opposing team. Mentality shift is the difference. Coach Mike Eckler, on how passionate he is and makes us want to go out there and play for him. His recovery, again, he took a big hit against Cincy, didn't miss any practice or games. We have the best trainers out there. I want to be out there. I'm a competitor, so even if I'm banged up, I'm going to keep going. I just want to play, and I want to be out there. All good stuff across the board. And then DC, Dana Butler, how's he liking his defense so far? I think in those first 2 games, that group of players has played well together. We played some man, played some zone, played some match defense. We blitzed against Cincy. That played well. Thought we played well last week, and of course a shutout. Akron hasn't scored any touchdowns or any points all game. Not terrible, but I mean it's terrible. But still held Cincy below 70 yards passing, held Akron below 70 yards passing. So nice job. And then the Cincy QB threw 350 against Bowling Green, so it does show what the team is up to. Run defense, it's a work in progress. It's a combination of how we play and the schemes that we're calling, combined with execution of blitz that we're running. If you go back to Cincy game, 96 yards of it were quarterback runs. You take that away, we're doing pretty good. So all in all is looking decent for this team. Again, played a power school out of the Big 12, Cincinnati. Then you have a smaller school, and now you have an FCS school. And then you have Michigan coming to town, not this Saturday, next Saturday.
I got some emails about angry people that we didn't punt on the last play of the game. So that's what I love about Archie, though. Even his family. His family was in the facility, I think on Thursday or Friday. And they were like, hopefully we don't see him play. Now they saw him in Kansas City. They're here for several weeks. But, Archie's a football player. He played footy, so he's competitive. He wants to do different things besides just punt. He wants to, hey, give me a fake, coach. He's a baller. And he's a team guy. So, but, I don't get too high about the highs. Like that was a game that got away from Akron. We certainly didn't want to in any way embarrass them, and I thought they continued to play hard. So whether it's 34-0 or 68-0, at the end of the day, I just was happy to get the young guy.
Love all that. Again, he's just talking about making sure this team is ingrained 24/7, focused, locked in, and practicing games a full 60. Someone who is daring to be great. Bud Crawford, inspiration this week, Nebraska's own Omaha native. He's going up multiple weight classes to face Canelo Alvarez. Canelo unified champion. Bud is a 2-time unified champion, moving up to try to become the first male in a 4-belt era to be a 3-time unified champion. And that mindset, no fear, not just, hey, I'm content with what I got, I'm going to go risk it all, is what he wants out of his team, whether it's a good team or a lower level team.
But what I love about Bud is, he's going to go out and fight Saturday night. And he's a first ballot pro boxing Hall of Famer, right? And he's certainly not just doing it for the money, right? And so he's risking his legacy because he wants to go out and he wants to be the first person to be 3 times unified champion. You know what I mean? No one's ever done it before. And so what I love about him is he could just sit back and be like, no, I'm not going to fight. I'm not going to fight Canelo. I'm the greatest there ever was. But he's going to risk the chance when he step in the ring. Who knows what? He's going to risk that because he's such a competitor that he can't stand the fact that he has a chance to do something that no one else has done. Because I believe 2 people have done 2 times unified or multiple, 2 different weight classes, I believe. But no one's done 3. So he has a chance to go. So he's going to go up in weight and challenge himself in weight and be the underdog for the first time ever. But he doesn't care about any of that because he doesn't care what other people say. He's a competitor. He's going to go out there and he expects to win. And so you think about a message for our guys, look, yeah. The one thing I keep telling them is if the pressure, oh my gosh, the pressure to perform feels like too much right now. Wait, just wait. The pressure doesn't go away. It doesn't go away, and it makes you either fight or flight. And some people would flee. And what I love about Bud Crawford is he just, no pun intended, he fights. He accepts the challenge. He moves forward. He puts his city, his state, his legacy on his back, and he goes out there and he risks it all in the ring because he's the ultimate competitor. And so that's the analogy for our team.
I love that. Pressure doesn't go away. Pressure doesn't go away. You either fight or you flight. And the pressure isn't really on this week. The pressure is to perform and, go get the win, 11 a.m. kickoff against HCU. However, then you get Michigan. Then you get Michigan State coming to town. Then you have a bye week and you're on the road against Maryland. So it's going to start ramping up when you get the Big Ten play. And if you beat Michigan, you're probably a top 25 team. And now you start to have some eyeballs, bigger and bigger eyeballs on you that they have to be prepared for. So overall, love what I'm seeing from the football team. I'm hearing from Coach Matt Rule, the players all buying into this program. Year 3 Matt Rule, 3-0 right now. 2-0 right now, looking to go 3-0. I will have all the coverage on NTV socials and Randy Silver TV socials as we did last week. Again, giving you guys inside the action if you're not there. Pre-game, the post-game, clips, everything in between. So please like and subscribe so you don't miss any of it.